The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chairman of the National MSME Council, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the representative of the African Union Commission Chairperson, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President and Chairman of the Host Country Committee, Senator Ibrahim Hassan Hadeja, the Special Advisor to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs, Mr. Temitola Adenkule Johnson, the heads of government agencies present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the head of cooperation at the EU delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, the UNDP resident representative, Ms. LC, members of the private sector, the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier on, when LC spoke, the UNDP representative, and the DG's Maidan followed suit in terms of showcasing what they were wearing and giving credence to their homegrown nature. And then we asked a question, how many of us were wearing made in Nigeria and all of that? I said, well, this session is fast becoming a showcase for who we truly are. I had to advise myself. I raised up my hand and I said, well, I'm wearing a made in Nigeria cap. The fabric of my dress may not have been produced in Nigeria, but it was sewn in Nigeria. Therefore, it's part of the patronage of the Nigerian First policy. But having said so, Mr. Vice President, I'd like to thank you very profoundly. Since getting reassigned to be in charge of industry in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, I've watched your leadership up close. I've seen you play leadership and mentorship for the MSME ecosystem in our country. I've traveled with you a few times in the course of your leadership and in the way you've championed the cause of MSMEs in our country. I've watched your passion, I've watched your persuasion, and I think that I'm very encouraged, like all of us in this room are. So I thank you. There is none of these sessions that you've sent a representative. You've made sure that you are personally present. That is the attitude you've continued to demonstrate, and I think that is the attitude we all must learn, and I think that is why this space is growing in leaps and bounds. So I thank you even for your personal presence this moment. Without the African Union Commission creating this platform for the exchange of knowledge on MSMEs across the African continent, we will not be gathered here. Therefore, I thank the African Union Commission for their foresight and for recognizing the fact, especially, that with the African Continental Free Trade Area, almost everything that we do in industry, in trade, in investment, has to have an African platform. So I thank the African Union, Commission for this, and the representative, for being here. The Minister of Trade and Investment, you listened to her, and I think that a lot of people in this room would live here with benefit of her deep knowledge of this sector. And why not? In the 8 years of the last administration, she spent it doing this work and promoting the ease of doing business. Today, as Minister of Trade and Investment, she's continued to champion these goals and these ideals. Thank you for that very interesting and insightful session that we just had. The Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, who chaired, the hosting committee for this event. I mean, we couldn't have had an event more elegantly packaged than what we have. It's a testament to your commitment and your diligence in terms of putting this together. The Special Advisor to the President on Job Creation, Mr. Temitula Johnson, let me congratulate you. You leave this room with another appointment, another special advisorship. On and on, even before coming to this sector, to this ministry. I mean, you were a delight to watch, and you haven't disappointed. You have continued to do your work as passionately as you've always done. I mean, thank you for this. I mean, it's not a mean feat to hold a conference of this nature, but you've never shied away from any of these. And I think that at the end of the day, when the history of MSMEs is written in this country, you will occupy a pride of place. For all the heads of agencies, I mean, BOI is here, Smidan is here, Nexim is here, that have continued to work very diligently, especially if you look at the theme of this conference. I mean, MSMEs, and then innovation, market access, and affordable financing. It's a no-mean job under a climate where the commercial interest rate is soaring to the high heavens, to continue to work every day to keep the rates affordable. So I thank all of you for all the work you've continued to do, NEPC, NIPC, all the agencies in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, for continuing to do the work that you keep doing. Members of the diplomatic corps, heads of other agencies, that have been present here. I mean, our hope collectively, and especially the hope of the Vice President, our champion, is that the next few days, when the real work has to be done, that at the end of the day, there will be real value for this 4th edition of this council meeting, and that all those who have come for this conference are going to go back to their various countries more enriched in terms of how much we need to collaborate, in terms of how much it continues to matter, in terms of what role our MSMEs continue to play, just so that at the end of the day, when we get it right, our economies, our challenge of job creation and all of that can also get sorted. So I thank everyone else that is in the room for making this event, and I urge that we respond with similar seriousness to the various technical sessions that are part of this conference. I thank all of you again. God bless.